They have a.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 2:10. It's a meeting of the Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency. This is Wednesday, December 6th. Following board members are present: Mr. Callahan, Mr. Pally, Ms. Scheit, Mr. Trotta, Mr. Braun, and Mr. Grucci via Zoom. Quorum is present. The minutes of our meeting of November 15th will be circulated and voted on in the January meeting. The reason being that the chairman didn't get a chance to look at them early enough, and there are a couple of changes that I think that need to be made there. Lisa, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, we have a few resolutions on the agenda. The first one is for Hawkins Avenue Development, RHP2 LLC. It's a subtenant for TriTech. I know what you're thinking right now. We did this at the last meeting, and you're right, it wasn't a test. We weren't clear when we did the resolution. We accepted the application very clearly. We weren't so affirmative with passing the resolution, so I figured we would just be sure about it and bring it forward again. Just to remind you guys, they intend to lease about over 15,000 square feet of space for executive, admin, and general office use. It's a 7-year lease, and this is TriTech that will be renting from them, and they'll retain 74 employees and add approximately 3. So I just want us to say clearly that we're passing the resolution.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
For passing the resolution.
Yes.
Yes. You already accepted the application.
Okay.
To remind everybody, last month's meeting was a little bit, we jumped around a lot, so there's
Not a
a couple
problem.
of things that were disjointed. And so the same thing with this Hawkins Avenue Development, RHP2 LLC, subtenant, redefined market, Ronkonkoma. It's a grab and go prepackaged meals, and they have they have at least one other location that's gonna remain. They intend to lease 1,100 square feet, a little over 1,100 square feet with a 17-year lease, and they will have 4 full-time equivalent employees. And again, you were very clear that you accepted the application. It wasn't so clear that you passed the resolution, so.
So move.
Thank you. Second,
Thank you.
Second.
questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the Mount Sinai Knolls portfolio holdings to ratify and confirm. Oh, like you guys knew the moment. So I'm gonna re-say that so they can hear my whole spiel. The next item on the agenda is the Mount Sinai Knolls Portfolio Holdings Project. This is we're gonna ratify and confirm a name change to Engel Berman at Mount Sinai LLC, a Delaware limited liability, I'm sorry. That's what they told us, a Delaware limited liability company. And to avoid confusion between the New York entity and the Delaware entity, because they had the same name, they decided to change the name to Fairfield Knolls at Mount Sinai Fee Owner LLC. And this needs to be ratified and confirmed.
And we have to amend all of the documents to reflect the name change. That's in the resolution.
Okay.
Does the board have a motion?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I assume there's one
I
abstention.
recuse myself. Thank you, sir.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is 4Gen S LLC. They are requesting extension of time for their sales and use tax and their completion date. It was originally 12/31/23, so coming up, and they requested that we move it to 4/30/24. Although I'm sure they will be done by 4/30/24, maybe we should consider,
6:30
Yes,
yeah, like,
and 30.
yes. I'll move it. Is there a second?
Second.
Just remind everyone what project that is.
oh, sorry,
Yeah.
this is 4Gen S, this is the Setauket battery storage project. Howard, did you want to add anything? I just said it's battery storage. That's not right. It's a fuel cell.
Yes, It's a fuel cell.
and Setauket. Okay.
Is there a motion?
So
Go ahead, Frank.
what I want to ask is, because I remember, but I don't remember, could you talk a little bit about the project, the battery storage?
I'm sorry,
Or-
not
This wasn't
battery
battery storage,
I
it's a fuel
misspoke.
cell.
Fuel cell
Fuel cell, okay,
in Setauket.
okay, never mind. Thank you. Annette knew where I was going.
So did I.
I think we all did.
Oh, I got a reputation, huh?
No, well, it's a concern.
Give
It
us
is
a
a
couple
concern.
more chances and we'll be able to say it for you.
Okay, I like that.
I would recuse myself from this conversation also, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Conley recusing himself?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next item is for Gen H LLC, which is also a fuel cell. This one is located in, I want to say Huntsville. And it's the same request as the last one. They want to request an extension of time for their sales and use tax exemption and their completion. It was originally December 31st of 2023. They requested it through April 30th of 2024. But like the last one, I think we should go to June 30th of 2024.
Put it on the table. Oh, June 30th.
Yep.
Second?
Same action on my behalf.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Conley
And,
recusing
yeah,
himself.
Mitch is recusing.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is a request to extend an application for AE Manorville 2 LLC. So
No.
just like last month, we had a whole flurry of these. This,
It's on town land,
this is on town land. This is a
extension of the solar and battery
batteries,
storage.
yep, at the Manorville compost site. And they have asked for an extension of their application acceptance. They didn't indicate how long they wanted it, so most people have been asking us for 6 months.
Keep
This
it quiet.
expired 12/31 also.
No, this was their application,
Oh,
so
okay.
because we changed our systems, they sent it to us before the end date, but it was too close to the
6
last
months.
meeting. So,
Yeah.
so June,
June 30th,
June
well,
30th.
6 months from now, is that
Oh.
June?
it's close.
June,
Well, hold on.
June sixth.
Yeah, so to June 6th.
I would move, Zach.
Second,
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is Camoin Associates. So at the last meeting, you guys asked me to reach out to Camoin to discuss with them updating the study that we had done.
Yep.
And they told me that, yes, they would be able to do that, but it would be at a cost of $9,000. So I just wanted to bring that to you and have you pass a resolution to move that forward.
motion,
Thank
Second?
you. Second? Did they give you a date?
I was gonna ask the same question. Is there a timetable?
They told me they wouldn't be able to start it until the beginning of the year, but I didn't ask them how long they thought it would take. But it won't start until early January, and I can get more information on
Plus, a
that.
lot of the base work was done when they did the first.
I would
report.
assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But obviously, there's been a lot of stuff, for lack of a better term,
yeah.
that's happened on Long Island in the last, since that report was done. So.
when was that report done again? How many?
Year and a half.
ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because
So
two,
there's
2 years,
Yeah, there's some stuff.
I would
Data
ask them if they could get it done by March
There's a lot of
31st.
empty
I would agree.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I would agree.
You need
3
to vote
months,
on
Okay.
3
that.
months is, I
You
think,
didn't vote on that.
Yeah,
yeah, I think 3
You had
months
a motion in a second.
is enough time. They
they,
should be
they
able to get it
tend to
done.
be pretty quick in
Okay.
turning stuff around, that's my experience, so.
And the motion is for an expense of $9,000 to the Camoin Associates updated study. All those in favor?
aye,
Opposed? Thank you.
Oh, I scribbled it on my notes, so I probably
Okay.
wrote it in the wrong place. Crestwood, so, sorry if I took that out of order. I didn't print a new agenda, I just went with it. We received a letter from them explaining, so this was the job creation. We got letters back from everybody. Fred and I reviewed them. There were a few of them that had, we asked for more information. We received everything. Crestwood's, we just asked him to expand on his letter a little bit. We felt like it didn't fully tell the story. And he followed up with a follow-up letter that Fred and I think tells us what's going on, and he's,
Could you elaborate on Crestwood?
oh, I'm sorry, they're a milkman. He basically is a milkman. He's got a, like a dairy, he delivers, it's not just milk, but he does a milk.
They came in,
delivery.
didn't he come in?
Yeah.
Did the application?
Yeah. He really got hit hard by the pandemic because a lot of his business was businesses where he would bring products into the business, and then if people aren't in the office drinking coffee, they don't need milk.
Right.
So he really did get hit hard by the pandemic, but
Okay.
they have since started to grow again, and he said that they're poised to add 10 to 15 additional employees. And Amy and I met with WDI, which is Workforce Development Institute, the other day, and we are going to connect everyone who we had them send follow-up letters as to why they weren't making their job creation. We're gonna connect WDI with the project specifically to try to get them to help
Good.
with their job creation.
Where's the project? Where is he located?
On Sawgrass
Oh.
in Belport, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Now,
And he's gonna give us some numbers in June too, so we can just follow.
Well, no, January.
Oh, January?
Yeah, because,
J-Month.
yeah, it's right now. We're about to start asking them for their new, it took us a while to get this finalized. So now we're done with 2023. We can start
Yeah.
2020. Well, this is 2022. We can start
Right.
but
2023.
he is a distributor, he's not a manufacturer.
Correct.
Okay.
So he does offices and,
Homes also, if you
Okay.
wanted to, but I think it's predominantly,
Restaurants too?
I'm not sure about that. But he might. I
Okay.
don't think that he wouldn't.
Yeah, okay.
So that's really just more of an FYI, it's just we're closing out the job creation analysis for 2022, just in time to start 2023. Okay, so I don't think we need a motion or anything. And then the next item on the agenda is the 2024 meeting schedule that was sent around. That, I guess we should have a motion on. Frank?
yeah, I know of 3 dates that I have conflicts with. I gave them to
Yeah, I
Lisa.
have them.
You know,
I have
I'm
one.
fine with it. I just,
I think we should adopt it the way it is.
Yep, and then,
and then adjust it accordingly.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Well, I guess the question is everybody good with January? Because that's the next one.
January 10th.
And that's why she's,
January
can you Zoom?
yeah,
As long as we got,
I will be
4 here, yes.
zooming.
Okay,
10th
well, the-
10th is good for me.
You can't vote if you.
I think the state of
No,
the
you
state
can
is the
vote.
9th.
As long as you got
We
them.
You have to have
quorum
4
in
here.
person.
Yes, well, I won't be here. Felix won't be here.
And I won't be here.
Okay, but you didn't, so these are just the ones that you can't be at all, not,
Correct.
okay.
I'm
Just
physically out of town.
Just January.
January, you won't be here. January, you won't be here.
I'll
So,
be here.
okay,
I'll be here.
There you go.
Fred will be here.
3,
And does Gary.
maybe not.
Yeah,
What about Felix?
You just make,
Felix won't be here.
It won't
But
count.
you gotta have 4 in the room.
Yeah,
Well,
so if you have 4 in the room, then we're fine.
Felix,
Yes, ma'am.
can you participate in our January meeting? Be here in person if it's at 2:00?
I think I might be able to do that because I can't seem to get a flight down to Florida nonstop until mid-January. So I will do all I can to make that meeting in person, but I'll keep you up to date.
Okay, thank you.
So we're gonna schedule it for the 10th at 2 o'clock?
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, but if we don't have 4 in person, then.
Oh,
there's no meeting.
wait, maybe I'm, January 10th?
Yeah,
Hold on.
Frank's rethinking this.
I'm in.
oh, good.
What are the meeting times, Lisa?
Frank, in person?
Felix, you should come in
Okay,
as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
We miss you.
There you
We
go.
do.
yeah.
We're leaving the 13th. I gotta drop the car off that day. Not
You need
leave.
help, we'll help.
I'm good. So I'm good.
There you go.
I will be here in January.
Lisa, what are the times of the meetings?
2:00.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, 12:00.
12 o'clock.
January.
That still works okay.
That works.
Does
That
that work?
works okay for me. I have coverage by then.
Okay, what did you say, Jess?
I thought we were doing 2:00 specifically for Felix.
I did too.
That one.
Felix, just to clarify,
Yeah.
12 o'clock is all right?
12 o'clock is good.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
Let's keep them all that way.
okay,
That
okay,
works better for Gary too. Well,
yeah.
that's what he told me.
We need a
But I don't
motion
know.
to adopt the schedule.
Yes, please.
If somebody would
Motion?
dare to.
I'm
so,
sorry?
Is there a motion for the schedule?
so moved.
Motion.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Sorry, I was making the adjustment.
So we're gonna-
Rather than probably conclude the meeting as the shortest one we've ever had, you start to bring up something.
I have one more thing.
You go first.
So at our last meeting for CBI AGL, I misspoke and said that we needed to hold a public hearing. So we actually, when you guys accepted the application, we don't have to take, you also passed the resolution for accepting the application and passed the resolution, so we don't have to hold a public hearing. I misspoke at the last meeting, so I'm just correcting that right now.
So where you were going? You thought it was a battery storage system rather than a fuel cell.
Right.
Okay. We need to do a little bit more in the way of background information before we really get it out in the open, because there's some issues, as we all know.
Fred, question?
Yes,
On the
sir.
old business, and I know I've missed a few meetings and I apologize to all for that. But we had some pretty in-depth discussions about these, giant warehouses and, where we're going with them, where we're gonna just accept all the applications or put some restrictions on them or do something so that we don't get stuck with a lot of these gigantic warehouses if that
Felix?
cycle turns around. Where are we with that?
Felix, at the last meeting, we did two things. This board passed a moratorium on new spec industrial warehouse projects over 100,000 square feet. We're not accepting any new applications because we're going to do this Camoin Associates study that you just approved the cost on to update. That was the study that we did a year or so ago. So to update that study, so we know, are the ones that are built, not just in Brookhaven, but across Long Island, are they filling up? Or is there, additional need? So we're gonna try and get a better idea of the landscape.
But we have a moratorium in place until then.
Yes, it was for 6 months, we put a moratorium in place, and we're gonna get that study updated, so we kind of know where we are and what we're doing.
When they do the study, Lisa, are they gonna reach out to the committee or to you or Fred for input in that, or is this from our perspective, a blind study?
Well, I'm gonna work with them to make sure that they're capturing as much information as I'm knowledgeable about. So I worked very closely with them last time to make sure that they knew all the applications we had in, that they had all the data that I had access to. And then I reached out to all the other IDAs to make sure that they had points of contact with the other IDAs, so they could find out that, one of the other IDAs supported a project here and there was another project they knew about there. So they had inroads to get all the data that they needed. So I'll continue to do that.
Do they talk to the county planning commission and or the other towns where applications would?
Yes, they did
Would
that
funnel
through
through?
the IDAs.
Yeah, okay.
They did all of Suffolk last time, wasn't it? Not just.
But that's
I think
making the,
Yeah,
I
yes.
slipped through.
but
No,
that,
no, Suffolk
No, I
County.
think we asked
Oh,
about,
but
Yeah,
they
I
didn't
don't-
just do Brookhaven Town, they did.
No, I think they did Nassau also.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
remember it was.
but
a lot bigger
outside
than-
the IDAs, somebody could do, be building something without,
Yes.
or,
Yeah,
or,
well, we use the IDAs as the point of contact to start with.
okay,
So
yeah,
they got
yeah.
them in touch with those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Felix, there are also a number of applications we accepted during 2022 that are still out there that have not closed, whether that's
Yeah,
for.
I'm aware of that. I
and,
remember that discussion. During the process of conducting this study, will they be looking, for what the board is thinking regarding these types of things? I was just wondering, in the study that they do, is it just gonna be a statistical study? Or are they gonna address some of the concerns that, at least I know that I have regarding some of these major undertakings?
I think they're gonna update what we did last time, which was mostly data driven.
Okay,
But they could address any, if there were
Yeah,
other
they-
needs, other
Felix, if
things,
you
Butch,
want, I can put you in touch with them if you wanna talk to them about it.
no, I don't think I wanted to do that. I was just wondering if if they were going to get a flavor of what our discussions were, which initiated this study to be conducted. The concern that we would get stuck with a lot of these buildings of these major proportions, in our town, since our town is one of the fastest growing towns on the island.
Felix, when I called them in the first place to commission the study, I discussed all of that, our concerns, what we were trying to figure out, why we wanted the study. So they're aware.
Great, that was my question. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
So they'll look at vacancy rates, they'll look at, new
Yes.
projects in the hopper that may not even be,
This
there
same
yet.
thing that they did last time.
Yeah, yep,
With new
yeah.
information.
I mean, that was helpful then.
The one off of 101 is almost near completion, and I mean, they did a
Yes.
nice job. It really looks good. The landscaping is pretty, all of the construction is, looks like top notch. But man, is it big.
It is big.
And empty.
WF, 12 to 13, I think so.
Okay.
Fred, just going back to your conversation with regard to battery storage and cell storage, I just want to make it clear, I'm not against those projects, because usually those projects are associated with something very positive. The environmentally and the things that are going on. My only concern is the fire safety aspect of it regarding if, so that everybody's prepared if and when something happens. Not to say that something's gonna happen, but it's happened before in other localities. So, yeah, that's my only concern. I think they're good projects.
Anyone have anything else?
Which everybody's waiting.
Now I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is closed.
Yeah.
2023 is closed. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Howard.
Thank you.
Have a happy and healthy new year. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays.
Take care,
Yes,
everybody.
Merry Christmas and happy.
Have a happy, healthy New Year.
This
Happy,
thing off?
happy. I can't be there to give everyone a hug because I'm a. But-